Good morning to all of you, my very dear friends and cherished companions. I am truly happy and genuinely delighted that we are all together here once again. We are still fully committed to our solemn promise that we are diligently working on the crucial process of cleansing and indeed cleansing. Has different aspects. It's not just about letting go of resentment, grudges, and dissatisfaction from our lives. Cleansing needs to be done externally and within our 7 bodies, and we will continue this process. We will continue this discussion until March 21st, so that each of us, one by one, can address all the wounds we've inflicted on ourselves, because others have nothing to do with it. They are just mirrors for us. We have inflicted these wounds on ourselves, and now is the time for us to cleanse ourselves. So, I've been contemplating a particular, perhaps often overlooked issue that I believe is a significant and influential factor present in the lives of some people, yet we frequently fail to acknowledge or give it due attention. Therefore, I want to thoroughly open up this topic a bit more and discuss it comprehensively, albeit concisely, exploring its various aspects and implications in a brief but insightful manner. Thank you for being here, and I am grateful. From my higher spirit, which is my true and inner guide deep within me. Today's discussion is about the law of compensation. The law of compensation is one of the most important laws for human beings who have come into this physical body. If someone truly wants to profoundly change heaven or hell on this very earth in their human form, they possess the inherent power to do so, to transform it, to move from hell to heaven, because heaven and hell are not up there somewhere. All of these are creations and fabrications of religion, and the concept of heaven and hell exists right here in this world. We create them ourselves, and if we want to bring about these changes and transformations, first, the law of compensation is very powerful. It greatly influences happiness and misery, without us giving these negative energies so much undue power and influence and realizing how much they can profoundly impact and influence our personal misfortune, our financial poverty, our deep dissatisfaction with life, our profound hopelessness, and our various physical and mental illnesses, all these challenging aspects of our existence. One of the truly remarkable things is the provision of free food, which is really quite interesting, and most of us, unfortunately, don't pay any significant attention to this particular issue at all. The very food and nourishment we carefully put into our precious bodies profoundly affects our entire lives and our deepest thoughts to such an incredible extent that it's truly, truly indescribable. Tell me what you eat, and I'll tell you who you are. If you pay attention to the food we eat, for example, when we go to a restaurant and we order the best food, the chairs there are really beautiful. It's very fancy. Everything is perfect, but the taste of a meal you have at home, even if it's just 2 eggs with rice, can't compare. We don't know what kind of energy that restaurant we go to has. Where does the owner of that restaurant get their money from? Did they open this place out of a love for cooking, or are they just thinking about their own pocket? If the owner doesn't have good energy, the food we eat in that restaurant won't resonate with our soul, won't touch our heart, and won't become a part of us. And also the cooks who are there, the ones we don't see, the cooks who work hard in the kitchen and whom we never appreciate. One of them is a dedicated chef. Perhaps they are working there with genuine love, with a profound passion for preparing delicious food. They meticulously cook for us out of their very own heartfelt love, But it is also entirely possible that they are feeling quite tired that particular day, that their overall mood isn't particularly great. Perhaps they are currently dealing with significant family problems, or it could be that they have pressing financial issues, or maybe, just maybe, they have unfortunately been bullied quite severely by the restaurant manager. Maybe today they don't even want to work at all, but for the sake of their family, to earn money, they have to stay. Standing in front of that grill with the flames coming out, it's hot, and they've been on their feet for 12 hours. They have to prepare this food for the customers. We don't know what's going on inside that chef. But if I consume food that the skilled chef has meticulously prepared with intense anger, with deep frustration, with profound disappointment, and with bitter resentment, will that sustenance truly bring me any genuine blessing? That food won't make my blood any better. I get affected by it. Through the person who put in the effort and made the food for me, someone else takes the money and I think I paid for it and left, but I don't feel good. These are the things we need to be careful about, and how do we realize them? Well, it's not possible for me to ask about the chef's condition or know how they're doing every time I go to a restaurant. We let it go. We need to be so in tune with ourselves that we can sense the energy of the environment. We should be able to pick up on the atmosphere of the restaurant. Is this restaurant just making money? Is it being sycophantic? Or is this restaurant preparing food with love? Is the owner really treating the workers, the employees, the people working there well? Is the waiter who brings me my food in a good state? Or is he just flattering me to get a tip? If we pay attention to these things, even my 7-year-old kid can easily understand this. But we fool ourselves, we turn our faces away and pretend not to notice. But when we go to a restaurant, we can completely sense whether the environment is friendly, whether it feels like a family atmosphere. Is it a place where people truly value each other, or is it just a place where I go to pay my bill? The next topic is eating free food. There are some people who like to eat free food. Wherever there's food, they show up, whether they're invited or not. They go and eat the food offered, or they go to places where there's a party and someone has put in effort, but they don't reciprocate at all, not at all. They even invite themselves to that same house, or they go and then criticize the food, or they go to that house empty-handed. If I'm invited somewhere out of gratitude, I should go with a gift. But they just show up at the house, eat the food, and some of them don't even say thank you. As soon as they finish eating, they just say goodbye and leave. Don't they realize what they're doing to their own bodies? There's another group like this. Wherever delicious food is being freshly served, they feel like, well, food is being offered, so why shouldn't I go? Why shouldn't I eat? But they don't realize that the effects, first and foremost, are on our psyche, on our soul. Our soul is aware. Our soul sees it. Even when I fool myself, if anyone just pays a little attention to themselves, turns inward, they'll sense these energies. We don't have to be a sage, a stargazer, or a spiritual teacher to feel these energies. We all pick up on this. And when we fool ourselves, we're lying to ourselves. Someone has invited you, gone to the trouble for you, and shown you kindness. You go and say, well, this person is always throwing parties, so I'll go. Or when it comes to food at mourning ceremonies, I don't know. I don't understand how people can just go somewhere and eat food from a mourning ceremony. First of all, the food at mourning ceremonies isn't meant for those who already have food. It's for those who truly don't have bread to eat. It should be given to the needy, to those who really don't have food. Some people just come and sit there. Some of them even laugh out loud and don't show any respect for the person who is mourning. The food should be brought to those who are grieving, not for people to just go there and eat. The person who has lost their loved one, unfortunately, this is very common in our tradition. They have to host a gathering. Instead of sitting in calm and coming to terms with the fact that as a body, as a different being, as a different person, they will never see this person again. And this heavy burden for anyone who has lost a loved one, it's as if they're swallowing a huge stone. We swallow it down. And then we have to spend a lifetime breaking it into pieces, digesting it. For anyone who has lost their father, mother, child, or a close friend, who has truly lost someone dear to them, it's very profound that this is something one must face alone. And if someone does see you, it should be someone who truly comes to empathize with you. As soon as we lose a loved one, we get caught up in having to throw gatherings and organize ceremonies so that people won't talk badly about us, so our reputation is preserved and we invite everyone. So they come here and eat food. For what reason? Is everyone hungry now? Me, who is in mourning? How about we give it some time? Maybe we send a card, maybe we just make a phone call to check in, maybe it's better to just leave them alone. If you're close enough that you feel they can talk to you comfortably, then go see them, but don't create more trouble for that person. In my opinion, and I started this and strongly believe in it, when we lose someone, the best comfort, the best thing we can do for that loved one who has passed is to go and plant a tree. Let's give a tree to the earth, to nature, and let it grow. Let that tree grow in memory of that loved one. I always want this for myself. I hope it doesn't happen to us often, but when it has happened before, I just said it. I just want to be alone and plant a tree for them. The sustenance we consume during periods of mourning, without truly realizing it, is indeed, in a profound sense, the food of the departed soul. So let's be careful not to go just for the food, but to go for sympathy and support. Another significant point that very often comes up, and we've all personally experienced it in our daily lives, is that, for example, in some places, nowadays, instead of hosting gatherings at home, they hold them in restaurants, I've noticed. When you are an honored guest of someone in their home, the amount is entirely up to the host who is providing the hospitality, and you know that the other person is paying. You shouldn't order the absolute most expensive dish at a restaurant. Some people go to a restaurant knowing someone else is paying and order things they would never order for themselves. They think, now's my chance to order, because they know they're not paying for it themselves. This brings such bad karma that it actually affects our body and soul. It delivers a kind of blow that we might feel the psychological effects of for the rest of our lives. I go to someone's house and always want the very best, but I never, ever invite anyone myself. Well, etiquette truly says that if I invite you as a valued guest, then as the gracious host, I should always order the most expensive and indeed the finest item to give my guests the feeling that they can relax, feel free, and not worry about the price. But on the other hand, when I do this, the other person might think, well, the host ordered the most expensive thing, so I'll order it too. That's not your place. Don't decide how to spend someone else's money. They're the ones hosting you. Be mindful. Think about what you would choose if you were paying yourself and pick that. If there's a really expensive dish at the restaurant that you really like, do it when you're by yourself. Go ahead and order it for yourself. Value yourself enough to say, I have this money and I'm spending it on myself. But not when you're someone else's guest. The reaction to this immediately happens in the mind. I start thinking that I'm being a freeloader, that I'm being opportunistic, and these feelings are not pleasant for my soul at all. It means I get used to ignoring myself and taking advantage of others. And then I realize a year later, I actually have a problem. I have digestive issues, and I don't even know where it came from. This is because I took advantage somewhere. Whether it was with food or by taking something from someone or by exploiting someone else. I don't have a formal medical degree, and what I am about to say might be very strongly objected to by many, many people, who might even aggressively attack me for expressing it. With this particular opinion I am expressing, I have, however, been observing things very closely and meticulously since my early childhood, based entirely on my own personal and extensive experience. This observation extends specifically to other people's subtle energy fields and their energetic interaction. And then as I grew older and started studying psychology and later actually practiced psychoanalysis, wherever I went, whoever I met, and then in my counseling sessions as well, I truly gained this experience that those who, since their earliest childhood, they were raised in families where their parents regrettably never properly taught them to eat politely at home and to be truly considerate and thoughtful at social gatherings. And they were in such poverty, real poverty. I'm not talking about financial poverty. I'm talking about intellectual and spiritual poverty. When these kids went to parties, they would just start eating. I've seen it myself. When their personal background is thoroughly discussed and they are carefully taken outside, one must consider where their innocent inner child has been deeply hurt and precisely why they might be experiencing this particular illness. Most of the time, it is indeed multiple sclerosis. I know that many medical doctors might strongly attack me for saying this openly, but I have personally witnessed all of this myself time and time again. I've seen it in my own experiences. I've also personally seen it in numerous counseling sessions, individuals who are living with multiple sclerosis, people experiencing various muscular problems, and those whose hands and feet frequently tremble quite noticeably. They come from a place, for example, where they've been in a family and witnessed, these people always have celebrations, their doors are always open, their tables are always full, they always have guests, and there they rushed and started eating. But in their own home, there was never any sign of these things. Their hearts were never satisfied in their own home, whether it was love, celebrations, joy, smiles, kindness, or a warm meal. And then when they grow up, they develop these problems. But at the time, the person doing this feels like they're being really clever. Oh, I went to so and so's house and did such and such, and then I left, and they have no idea. But it hurts their soul so much. The deficiencies they've had since childhood, they're passing on to someone else. They take advantage of someone else. And this is its reaction in the body. It enters my blood, it goes into my muscles, it flows through my veins, and then it significantly leads to various further psychological disorders, and subsequently, it ultimately causes numerous physical illnesses in addition to that. So we need to be careful not to confuse being clever with taking advantage of others. Other than truly hurting myself, it really does absolutely nothing else. Or, for example, consider those exploitative bosses who ruthlessly exploit their hardworking employees, something I myself would genuinely never, ever do. Uh, I pressure someone else to do it. I wouldn't want my own child to do this, but then I force someone else's child, a young person who's trying to earn money, to do hard work, and then I don't pay them the money I owe because I think they're just a kid and don't realize how much their work is worth today. But at some point, at some stage in my life, this will come back to me and I'll pay the price for it. That wage, which I myself thought if I were in their place and needed it, I would have wanted, but I didn't give it to someone who needed it and got less. I gave them that pain in the back. We do these things in life, and at that moment, we think we've won. Yes, I took advantage of you, or people say you took advantage of me. But you don't realize that in the battle of life, I'm the one who loses. That fortunate person becomes someone truly remarkable, grows and develops, and lives a wonderfully happy life. But I, on the other hand, never truly understand the profound meaning of genuine joy. And I myself don't even know where my suffering comes from. These are the things that, in cleansing ourselves, we really need to sit down and not lie to ourselves. What have I done? How have I treated people? How much have I taken advantage of others? How much have I been fair in the process of giving and receiving? If we can avoid taking too much at this stage and not take too little, this brings peace into my life. The opposite is also true. I have a group where we see each other every week. It's a women's group, women who have very, very good intentions. We're all like sisters, we're friends, we're united, and there's no jealousy or competition among us. We just want to support women and lift women up as our sisters. Now, in any way I can, maybe I can help her, maybe she needs financial support in any way possible. I want to help women who have been under pressure over the past 200 to 300 years. Let's lift them up. And it's enough that in that place, we realize that someone needs help and we don't say how we found out. As the Americans say, a bird came and told a dove. I can sense when someone is upset. Maybe they have financial problems or emotional issues, or they're going through a divorce, or they have a child, or their child has a disability, or they have work problems, or they're looking for a job. Within these 4 hours, as soon as someone finds out, it's all buzzing, buzzing, buzzing. Everyone quickly passes the word along to each other without saying how we found out or sharing the details. We just give a hint. And then all of us, as much as we can, help that person without hurting their pride. And we do this twice a year, just one day each time. These are the days when we point out each other's flaws. You're really determined in Feng Buni. What should I work on? And honestly, we accept it and say it. And a few of these women objected, saying that when I truly and genuinely needed assistance and support, you all were incredibly kind and wonderfully generous to me, so much so that you absolutely didn't allow me to feel alone or unsupported. Repay your kindness. I have pride too, I have dignity too, I also like to give. And every time I even wanted to help out somewhere, even in the smallest way, we told you, no, no, not now. You go take care of yourself. See, the intention was pure among everyone, but it led to a misunderstanding. We were all saying the same thing in different words. There's an issue. They say four people were arguing together, and a fifth person came and asked, what are you arguing about? They said, we have a disagreement about a bunch of grapes. Then one of them was Turkish and said it in his language. Another said grape. Another said angor. Each one said grape in their own language, and that foreign person turned back. He said, you're all saying the same thing. You actually agree, but none of you understood each other emotionally. Didn't you understand each other? You're all talking about grapes. You're merely debating over the precise form of the word grape. This isn't a genuine point of contention. It truly had become exactly in that manner. We all collectively thought we were assisting and supporting each other, but that individual who had inherent dignity and strong character said, even when I tried to make it up to you with a gift, it didn't work. I mean, I asked, well, what can I do for you? And you said nothing. But I also want to do something for you. These particular groups that we have formed, we genuinely care far too much about the profound feelings of others and truly want to provide assistance and help as much as we possibly can in every way imaginable. But that person is also one of us. They also want to help, and this was a lesson for all of us, not to overdo kindness so that the other person doesn't get hurt, so they don't lose their self-confidence, and so the friendship doesn't become one-sided. And then we return to other communities, to other groups, and we see that there are some people there. At every gathering, they're the first ones to come and criticize, and they drain your energy by talking about their misfortunes. We all have problems, but they just keep complaining. They say things like, I can't, I don't have, I'm poor, I don't have your luck, and they want to take it from you. Now, whatever it is, they want to take it. If a woman is dressed nicely, they want to take her clothes. If a woman is an expert at something, they want to take her time, so she does the work for free. If there's food, they want to eat it and then go home. Or, for example, why, oh, why are you sharing your personal problems at a lively party? Why are you truly talking about your deeply personal issues? We genuinely came here to have some real fun, to laugh heartily and enjoy ourselves thoroughly. We all, of course, have our own problems, but we specifically came here to take a much-needed break, to truly relax, to have some genuine fun. And these utterly freeloaders, they want to be in every group. They want to participate in everything for free. They want to buy anything by bargaining and get every service at the lowest price because they feel that the person they're getting it from is a good person. And that person has no financial problems at all. If someone is successful, it means they're working 8 hours a day. If I genuinely don't possess something, it's primarily because I don't diligently work for it, because I am inherently lazy, because I am profoundly selfish, or because I am an opportunistic individual. And if someone else is successful, it's because they work, because they have character, because they're not a freeloader. And some people just inherently expect many things from absolutely everyone. They often say, "You truly didn't do this particular thing for me. That specific thing you said to me on that day really, truly bothered me deeply. You genuinely didn't do this for me, did you?" But have we ever sat down and asked ourselves, what have I done for this person? If I had that significant position, if I had that particular job, that esteemed role, if I had that prominent position, would I truly be willing to work for others completely for free? Actually, the very word free itself, in its essence, doesn't genuinely bring any lasting blessings or true benefits. Whatever you acquire or receive for absolutely no cost not only doesn't genuinely help you in any meaningful way, but it also invariably brings with it negative karma and undesirable consequences. That means for everything in this world, there is a price. That price isn't always money. I do something for you. If you don't have money, do something in return. That truly brings me many great blessings. I don't really know about other places around the world, but here in America, especially when it truly comes to effectively promoting a business or marketing their own various institutions, they are constantly and consistently sending people free stuff, often as promotional gifts. As be wary of the free things you receive. Even if I were to offer to provide you with a service completely for free, please do not accept it. Have enough personal dignity and self respect in your life. Truly have the character to say, "I don't want this for free. Please charge me the appropriate amount for it." And this can be about small things. If I learn something from someone, at the very least, for example, on YouTube, I subscribe to their channel. The entire YouTube phenomenon is truly something. It can be very misleading indeed. Anyone who acts they're helping you because they have a YouTube channel offering free service is lying. Think of YouTube as my shop. Every day I come and open my shop. I say, I have this product, I have that product, I have this other product. You are always welcome to come into our shop and buy something, or you can simply look around and leave without purchasing anything. We truly appreciate your visit. This is my shop. But I expect that when you enter my shop, you don't start cursing and then leave. I expect that when you come into my shop, you at least say hello, maybe say thank you, and when you leave, say, "Thanks for letting me look around." And as I said about YouTube, anyone who acts like they're doing you a favor by saying, "My YouTube channel has expenses, it costs this and that." We're not obligated to pay anyone's rent. My YouTube channel is mine, and so are my expenses. But the least you can do is to become a member. If you're benefiting from it, become a member. And if you don't like a certain place, please don't go. Please don't become a member. Don't empower that deceptive charlatan to become bigger, because then you're someone who is actively helping falsehoods and lies grow. Pick a few options. Choose the ones that truly resonate with your personal values, but always stay strictly loyal to that group. And don't be indecisive. Selling yourself and prostitution are not solely about selling your physical body. It's about selling your character. If I wanted to harm someone, I'd keep bringing up another YouTuber, promote them to someone else, or promote them in someone else's space. These things are wrong. Of course, none of these things ever happen on my YouTube channel. Thank you all, but I just want to say that not everything is about socializing with people. Let's try not to take things for granted or for free without proper consideration. And don't go around looking to take advantage of others. An aware person, when someone is kind to them, they say, I also want to spread love. I also want to give back. I also truly want to offer something meaningful of myself to you, but a truly parasitic person who knows they have absolutely no inherent value. They say, give me. Where can I get more? Where can I take advantage of this person? Where can I avoid paying this person? Where can I exploit their kindness, sincerity, and purity? This is someone who has opened their home to me, opened their life to me, opened their heart to me. I shouldn't just barge in. These are the things we need to keep in mind, no matter which group we belong to, whether the first group or the second. In our perspective, issues arise where after all, in life, sometimes we stumble and make mistakes. We need to be careful about what actions we're taking every day. What am I doing to myself? In reality, I don't take advantage of anyone else at all. In reality, I'm not even showing kindness to others. Whatever I do, I'm doing for myself. And if we learn this formula, if we learn the formula of the universe, that everything has a counterpart and that whatever I do to myself, then we won't be overly kind, nor will we take too much advantage. And then comes the matter of the vibration of my words. Which personality are you valuing? One day I come to you and say, by God, I'm poor, I'm miserable, I live in a basement, my kids are hungry. All of this is just begging, or I'm stuck in this cycle, whatever I do. I'm either begging for status, or begging for a job, or begging for a place, or begging for money. I'm begging for fate. I'm begging to get something from you. What do you expect? The vast universe to give you now. What is that? My own voice is clearly echoing. If I say I am victorious, it comes back to me 3 times. I am victorious. I am a successful person. It comes back 3 times. I become a successful person. If I say I am poor, it comes back 3 times and I stay poor. If I say I am an exploiter, my echo comes back 3 times and then that's it. I have to relinquish the aspiration for a truly fulfilling existence, to be financially prosperous, to be genuinely content, to be remarkably accomplished. I have to live in my own hell because I declared that I have the trait of begging. And there is someone whose nature is elevated. We had a lady who worked in our office. Honestly, up until today, I haven't seen anyone with such a nature. Her elevated character was remarkable. At that time, I was living in Europe. When I sent a gift with my friends to take to our house, they would say, "We saw your aunt." This lady's nature was so elevated. She had such a personality that she would never accept anything for free. A woman with such an exceptionally high and truly remarkable character, there's really no adequate word for it. There's absolutely no logical explanation for it, and certainly no rational basis or underlying logic behind it whatsoever. Some people have a high temperament, some have a low one. Someone with a low temperament needs to sit alone with themselves and ask, what should I do? What should I do to value myself? And the opposite is also true. Again, I'm saying we're talking about balance here. There are people who buy everything with money and have no value for others if the other person doesn't have money. I invite you just to show you that I'm richer than you. I take you out just for that reason. Somewhere you haven't personally seen and don't truly know about, I genuinely want to show off my carefully chosen clothes to you, because without saying it directly, I am subtly telling you that I have more than you. Or those people who hang jewelry all over themselves from here to here. Well, then hang your home carpet around your neck, hang your house deed, your golden jewelry too. They all go out, but they can't handle it. They're dying under the weight of these heavy earrings and all this stuff. Why? Because truly I possess absolutely nothing else of value or significance, except for this carefully applied makeup I've meticulously put on, and these precious pieces of jewelry that I genuinely own and cherish. This expensive dress I'm wearing, and you have something that I don't, even if you don't say it out loud. A rich person might say to you, I don't have your peace of mind. I'm buying you with my expensive gifts. I'm buying your friendship by giving you expensive presents, because I know you can't buy expensive gifts like I can and give them to me. And in fact, I'm bringing you down because I have nothing within myself to be proud of. And let's go back to that same law, the law of compensation. I said there's no heaven or hell, but if you don't observe the law of compensation, you will experience hell right here on this earth in this life. If one day, at some point, somewhere, you took advantage of someone because of that person's purity and honesty, simply because of that individual's kind heart, simply because of that person's social class, because of the high level of energy they have, which is very elevated, and you truly thought you had won, you genuinely believed you had completely fooled them, you were absolutely convinced you were incredibly clever and had skillfully used them without ever giving anything substantial back, at least apologize to yourself. Because the result of this is that you will never receive the blessing of that money. True happiness will never come into your life. One of the boundaries, again, I'm not a medical doctor, but I believe in this, because I've personally observed this phenomenon in hundreds of thousands of individuals I've had the privilege to work with over an extended period, specifically those who tragically develop involuntary hand tremors, and also those who unfortunately suffer from the progressive neurological disorder known as Parkinson's disease. Somewhere along the way, they took money that wasn't theirs. Somewhere they put pressure on someone else. At some point, they took someone else's rights. They are deeply dissatisfied with themselves. Those individuals who have been diagnosed with Alzheimer's disease, who ultimately end up experiencing significant memory loss. These people. They've told a lot of lies. They've put on a lot of pretenses. They remember. They wore a deceptive mask to appear outwardly virtuous, but beneath that carefully constructed facade, they harbor deep-seated rivalries and many other complex issues. Those individuals who developed cancer at some point deeply harbored anger within themselves for a period. They carry grudges with them from somewhere. They attack, even if they say with their words, I've forgiven. Distress in life, psychological boundaries, insomnia, lack of hope, isolation, being irritable, and the profound loss of blessings in our daily life in some significant way inevitably shows up somewhere in our lives. Whose money? Where did I take it? Where did I use someone's kindness and sincerity? Why did I inflict emotional harm on someone else? Why did I wrongfully hurt someone's family? Why did I accuse someone? I accused someone of something I myself had done. I lied, I cheated. Where in my entire life have I truly done these particular things so that now, being fully aware and completely conscious, I can comfortably sit in my profound solitude, in my deep silence, and thoughtfully write them all down to thoroughly review my whole life once over, to watch the movie of my own life once through. Instead of watching Hollywood movies, instead of watching the stories of other people's lives, who got divorced and from whom? Who had how many boyfriends or girlfriends? Who slept with whom exactly? Who didn't sleep with whom and why not? Who is with whom currently? Is someone gay or not truly? Let me go and truly watch my own life, my very own movie, and ask myself, where did you make a mistake? And if the person is still alive, go and apologize or make it up to them. If it's a financial matter, go and compensate for it. If it's emotional, go and make up for the emotional hurt I've caused. We are exclusively dealing with our own inner selves and experiences. There is absolutely no one else existing outside of my own perception and being. Indeed, these are profound mirrors reflecting back at me, revealing my own essence. And these are significant tests and challenges that I perceive clearly within that very same reflection, designed for my growth and understanding. It's just me and myself alone in this entire world that has been meticulously created. This is indeed a very profound and detailed discussion. There is absolutely no one else but myself. I am my own ultimate judge, my own crucial witness, my own creative director, my own imaginative set designer, my own dedicated cameraman, my own attentive audience, and my own principal actor, performing every role with complete autonomy. All of them are me. And in the mirror, I'm seeing all of you. So it is truly important not to complain about anyone or anything. And instead of constantly and enviously looking at what others possess or perpetually complaining about the perceived shortcomings of others or expecting things from others, let's truly ask ourselves this important question. What exactly have I consciously done for our Mother Earth? What have I done for this magnificent being, for this pure, radiant spirit that, like a brilliant spark, is a light from existence itself? I separated from it to come and deeply experience. What have I truly done for myself? For the human being I wanted to destroy. In reality, I was destroying myself. And I didn't fully realize that all these sharp pointed daggers were actually aimed directly at myself. It was completely empty there. There was absolutely no one else present, nothing but a cold, reflective mirror. Pray for the purity of all human beings. First and foremost, take a moment to truly forgive yourself, to genuinely love yourself, and to be profoundly proud of all that you are. Find a deep and abiding peace in moments of quiet solitude. I am certain that I have not sinned, and even when I did, I honestly didn't know it at the time. So let us now proceed to go forth and make sincere amends for any past transgressions. From today, I will build the character in myself that I admire and appreciate in others. May all your days be truly pleasant, your nights wonderfully peaceful, and until we meet again next week, take care and be well. I entrust you all to God, my great Lord and Creator. May your hearts always be truly happy and joyful. A kiss to your heart, not to your lips.